Hi, welcome back to my channel. I had no intention of filming anything today. I've been sitting here, kind of feeling sore and feeling sorry for myself, waiting for my rheumatologist to call when the doorbell went and I got a Temu delivery. And I blimmin' love Temu. So I was going through the package, looking at the things I ordered, and I was so blown away by a couple of the items that I thought, you know what? I need to share this. These are so good, and people might be interested in picking them up for themselves. So the first thing I want to start with was the first thing I took out of the package. And I will preface it by saying I'm a bit of a drink or a beverage goblin, as they say. I've picked up Stanley mug dupes off Temu before. Like, I have this one, which is my favorite one. It's full of ice, hence the rattling. And I've got a plain white one and a pretty little flowered one. And as much as I love them, and they do work fantastically well for keeping ice, like as ice, and for keeping your drinks cold, one thing they're not is spill proof. So I'll take my water bottle into my room with me at night. The cats will invariably come in and crash. I have a wet carpet. So I honestly didn't know these ones that I bought were spill proof, or at least they certainly look to be. So if they pass the cat test, I will let you know. I just thought they were nice and I wanted to add to my collection. So the first one I opened, they are the Miyoki brand. And this was the first one I opened. They come in these gorgeous boxes. And when I opened this one and I pulled it out, I was blown away. So it just says tumbler with handle. And of course I had to put it back in here, so now I can't get it out. So here's the first one. The bottom is like an iridescent violet. Nice sturdy handle. Really nice straight metal straw with the silicone mouth tip. But a fully screw-on lid that doesn't have like another opening, like you can't just drink from it like a coffee cup. It's got a silicone base at the bottom, so it's scratch proof. And the inside, the lid, is a little flap, which holds it shut. So if you don't have the straw in and the tumbler tips over, it won't leak. Unless you screwed the lid on wrong, but that's not on the manufacturer, that's on people like me who tend to cross-thread everything. But no, I was absolutely shocked at how beautiful these tumblers are. So this is the pink and purple one, clearly. And I also chose one. Oh, and they come with a really nice little thank you for your order with their socials. So if you want to check out Miyoki, you can do that. So again, straw, white, silicone. And this one is such a beautiful, summery white and turquoise. The turquoise isn't, or is it? It's a little iridescent, not as obviously sparkly as the pink and purple one, but The powder coating, the paint on these is top notch. Like I said, the lids are fantastic. They are very thick. Like, they feel thicker than the other Stanley dupes that I got. Not as heavy and as thick as a Yeti, but I kind of like that better because the Yetis can get really heavy, especially when they're filled with 40 ounces of fluid and ice. So yeah, I am shocked by how lovely these are. So I will try to include links to all of these things that I found in the description box below. And if you are so inclined, I highly encourage you to check these out. These are so nice. And then the next thing I got, that this was the thing that really made me think, you know what? There's just something about this purchase that I got, that, you know, this bag of goodies, that I thought, you know what? This is too nice. I need to show this. So here I am. I have been trying to do my own nails at home. My nails, they're in a absolute state right now because I screwed up on Friday when I was doing them, and half the nails fell off. Because I have psoriasis, I'm going to put this away, otherwise it's going to become incredibly annoying. Because I have psoriasis, I also have changes to my nails. And it's hard to have professional manicures or gel manicures all of the time. So I like the option of being able to do it myself when I feel that it's something that my nails can handle. And Temu is a brilliant source for nail tech supplies. If you're a student nail tech or just starting out, I really, really would encourage you to check out Temu and see if you can get some student or some starter supplies, because the prices are fantastic. And I've found some really, really nice things. And I've seen other channels that are like specifically dedicated to doing nails and other, you know, beauty stuff, and they also have talked about how good some of the Temu stuff is. So I've amassed a rather large collection of this ZJ brand of gel polishes. The colors are stunning, and they seem to have every color under the rainbow, every variation of every color under the rainbow. They have glitter, they have cat eye, they have it all. And most of the bottles, they look like this, and they are beautiful. They're hard to tell, obviously, what color is inside. So what I've been doing is I will just, this one's like a really pretty purple. So, yeah, project for this afternoon. I'll just put a little swatch on the bottle and then cure it. And that way I could just know at a glance what it is. And then I also, they do packages of like a series of colors. And these are all varying shades of, the bottles are a little smaller, which is also nice because you can use them up faster. But they're all varying shades of blue. And these ones actually do show on the top what shades they are. So these are like gradient blue. This one's more of a denim blue color, which is really pretty. I think I'm going to use some of these tonight. So you can do like, I think there's 6. Yeah, there's 6 in a pack. And you can do Any combination of it you want. But this was the thing that really made me go, okay, you know, these mugs, this item, I need to do a video on this. So I do obviously have a nail lamp, and it's one of those ones that you like pop your fingers in. That's great. But one thing I've learned is that when you put the clear nail adhesive on, and then you put the clear nail, like the full tip on, it doesn't actually stick right away. And getting, unless you're like sat at a desk or a table and are, you know, doing this properly, which I generally don't. I'm usually sitting here in my living room. It's precarious to get your finger with this tip on it, and you have to hold it on, and then you have to move it over and then get it underneath the lamp, and then kind of hold it until it cures enough that it sticks, and pray that you've like got it on straight and it's not crooked, so you don't look like you've got really wonky fingers. And then get your hand out and then push the button and wait for it to cure, and then complete your steps. So I'd seen another creator, and they have a preliminary step, which is they'll do the initial curing of the nail, so you just to get it to hang on there, with one of these little pen lights. I was expecting it just to, you know, come in one of these like battered up boxes or a bag or whatever. This looks very fancy, and I can't wait to try it out. It's looks very luxe. So and I think it's even got a stand if I remember correctly. But this is the pen light. And you put one of these little rubber lenses, I think, in the bottom. It's USB chargeable. And yeah, you just use that to cure your nail so it holds on, and then you can carry on with your manicure and then use the full lamp to cure your set. And I was so impressed with the box. You know you're middle-aged when you're impressed with the box. Like, I have to save this box. This would be a really good box for Christmas presents. Have I mentioned I'm 50? Okay, what else did I get? Right. I love that Temu is actually starting to carry some branded products. I have been hearing marvelous things about these two brands. And I have tried the viral red packaged cushion foundation, and I really, really do like it. I think I got one shade too light, which surprised me because I'm generally the color of milk, but they actually make foundation for people that are paler than me. I thought, wow, okay, that's something. But Tier, I've been hearing wonderful things about them. So I've tried or I haven't tried them yet. I've purchased one of their cleansers and one of their rice toners. I absolutely love Asian and French cosmetics and skincare products. Because I've got psoriasis and it's on my face as well as everywhere else, it's a little bit challenging to find products that don't aggravate it. So I wouldn't necessarily say that my skin is sensitive, but it is sensitized and it's really easily inflamed. So a lot of the Asian products, especially the rice exfoliants, are super gentle, and they keep the scales at bay, which sounds kind of awful. You know, it's like that quote from Bridget Jones, you know, underneath our clothes, our bodies are all covered in scales. Well, some of us actually are. But yeah, the Tier products are great from what I've heard. So I'm looking forward to trying those once I finish up the Laneige Milky Toner that I have, which I'm also liking. But I found this to go with the Viral Cushion Foundation. It's makeup fixing spray. So I thought I'd give that a go. It's Blurring Effect Moist Finish, which is also fantastic. Yeah, long-lasting blurring effect moist finish, because psoriasis is very dry, and I also live in a very dry environment, and I'm older, so my skin is a lot drier than it used to be. So this might be, actually, I didn't realize it was like a moist finish. How many times can I say that word? I didn't realize it was a dewy finish until just now, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Yeah. Mask Fit Makeup Fixer. I will let you know how that works out. And talking of skincare and talking of psoriasis, I also thought I would try these. They're the Medicube Pore Pad 2.0 exfoliant pads, I guess. Memories of 1990s Clearasil pads are kind of springing forth. But it says that the Zero Pore Pad removes residue and gunk from the surface while hydrating skin at the same time. Gentle exfoliating toner pads smooth skin and help minimize pores. Well, when you've got psoriasis on your face, smoothing skin is something that you look for, especially if it's done gently, like I said. So I am going to give these a try because they've gotten really good reviews. And yeah, it doesn't, all kind of exfoliation is a good thing as far as I'm concerned, unless you're like scrubbing your face with an exfoliation mitt, which, full disclosure, to tell you the truth, I have done, because sometimes the psoriasis is so bad, like it is on my ears right now, that you just need to get it off. And so if I can keep it under control with something like this, I won't need to take a cheese grater to my face in future. All right, so moving right along. Talking of the 90s, oh my God. If you were there, you'll know. And I must say, this item, I really wish that it had come in white and green. If you were there, you'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you see this logo. I was shocked. I didn't even know that this brand even existed anymore. It was super famous in the 90s for a very, for the time, controversial ad campaign. Which to today's audience probably would seem like nothing. But back in the day, they caused a bit of a stir in the advertising world and in the fashion world. So when I saw this, I thought, wow, okay, I don't need another tote bag. I have several, but this, my 90s Gen X soul, just called out to me. Remember Benetton? There we go. See what I mean? If this had been white and green, like the Benetton sweatshirt I had in 1991, Oh, I would have been a happy bunny. But as it is, this is a nice bag. So yeah, it's even got a luggage tag. Which makes me think that this might not actually be Benetton, but you know, it's got it on there. So, and yeah, I was just so surprised to see that. But no, that's a really cute bag, and that'll be great for work. What else have we got in this bag of treats? All right, I think this is the last item. Oh, no, I tell a lie. Oh, talking of nails. A little nail remover kit. Because trying to get your gel nails off or your fake nails off can be a little bit challenging. So these look a little bit like dental tools. If they are unsuitable for the nails, then they'd actually probably be really good for refinishing furniture. That's another one of my hobbies. And that's actually something I'm going to talk about in future videos. Something that is a secondary goal for my channel is to share not only my love of vintage, and especially vintage crystal and china, tea sets and things like that, but furniture. And I haven't done it regularly for the past couple of years because just, you know, life kind of got in the way. But I love refinishing furniture. One of my goals is to start an Etsy shop. I don't know if I'm going to sell furniture on that because that seems, I know it's done, but it just seems terrifying, to be honest. Maybe in future once I get a little bit more comfortable, but I'll start out with a lot of the vintage china and things, and even clothes. I've got some vintage clothes that actually were my parents from the 50s and the 60s that I'd love to try and sell. Declutter my house and help my mom declutter her house because she's in her 80s now. She still lives in her own house. She still does all her own everything, including her own gardening. And like, she just wants to get rid of a lot of the stuff that she no longer needs. And she was just going to donate it. And I thought, you know what? Why don't we try and see if we can sell it and start an Etsy shop? So stay tuned for information about Myrtle and Ruby vintage coming soon on Etsy. Myrtle was my grandmother, my mother's mother, and Ruby was her sister. So that's where the name came from. But yeah, some of these little pick things in here look like they'd be really good for getting stuck paint and things out of wood grain or out of carving when you're trying to strip previously painted or previously finished furniture. So we'll give it a go. And now this is the last thing, which it's totally the wrong season for this, but I could not resist because your girl loves fall. I love spring. Spring is actually my favorite season. And I also love the spiritual side of it. The connection to nature, the All Saints Day, where the veil is a little bit thinner. Yeah, there is something magical about it, which I do love. So when I saw this sweater, I thought, oh, I have to have it. I have to have it. Not only is the word on the sweater a previous nickname of mine that a very, very dear relative used to call me, and she was the only person that called me this. It's also the name of my cat, who is not named after me, incidentally. Her name is Boudica, but we call her Boo. And when I saw this sweater, I thought, Boo needs her sweater. So I am really looking forward to wearing this in October. So yeah, that was my spontaneous Temu haul. Thank you for joining me. And if this is the kind of content you like, a little bit of shopping, a little bit of rambling, please feel free to like and subscribe. Like I said, I will leave links to all of these fantastic things, including those amazing mugs, down in the description section. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.